And we are on Entertainment Thursday. It is right here on Good Morning Kenya. How are you doing this beautiful Thursday morning? We are here to make sure that you get entertained this morning. Yes, so thank you for starting off your day with us. Now, I am so excited for this interview. Liani, well, it is an interview on a film, a drama film that will be premiering on Netflix. A drama from the 254 going by the name Cash Money. Yes, we have yet another film on Netflix. It will be premiering on the 31st of January. That's the last day of this month. And I have part of the cast members of that show right here with me. And these cast members are among my favorite, let me say celebrities. I was to say people, but let me say celebrities. I want to begin with a very beautiful Sanaipei Tande. Sanaipei Tande is my favorite female artist in East Africa. Yeah. So we have the beautiful Sanaipei Tande. She is a musician, she is an actress, she is an all-round entertainer. And we are more than pleased to have her right here on the show today. Welcome to the program, Sana.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. You just had to start with that song. Eh?
Yes.
That takes me back. My goodness, that's like so many years ago.
Could you do a bit of the chorus?
Are you paying me?
Well, just for a fun.
Are you going to sing with me though?
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
So I'll take it a bit low because then, you know, it's been quite a busy January. Tukiwa na wewe mambo yako yenda kombo. Japo nisonge hapo matatizo yako yakoma. But today I'm not here in the capacity of a singer. I'm here in the capacity of an actress.
That's more than enough for us. Just that beat, just getting to hear your voice.
Right.
So welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And then we have Mwalimu JSO himself, John C.B. Okumu. He is a veteran. Veteran, please underline in bold, yeah. Veteran, actor, and journalist. How are you, Mwalimu?
I'm very well, and I'm afraid I have to sing too. I'm not going to be outdone by Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
Oh, wow.
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Indeed.
All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't pick Humpty up and again. Right.
That's why you're a veteran.
Yeah, right. We're 1-1. 1-1 is the score.
Okay. Oh, you decided you're not going to be left behind.
No,
You were gonna. You
No.
just had to sing. I think I'll also pick a song to sing.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
I mean, let's start with the singing. Which song will I? Okay, let me go with Amina, 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 Amina.
Let the people choose. Let the people choose.
My husband, this is my other song.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's
By the
another
way,
one of mine.
Before we got married.
yeah.
Well, I don't need to sing anymore because, you know, he has all the bucks and I'm quite all right with that.
Now we're gonna get into that because we are actually floating. We do not understand.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, let's get into Cash Money. It is
Right.
a pleasure to have the both of you on set. Now, Cash Money is one film that is...
Sorry, Pipi, this is my wife in the series, by the way.
Yeah.
Are we going to use the Kizungu film? Is it not a series?
It's a series.
It's a series.
It's
a limited series.
It's a
Okay.
limited series.
Yes.
All right.
Yani kunazo sita.
Kunazo
You
sita
have
episodes.
6
episodes,
episodes
yes.
of the
Yeah.
series.
By which you can, on the day, watch at a go.
All of them.
Yes,
Usilale,
and finish
because
everything.
it's so exciting.
That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
we are floating because it's not yet out.
Exactly.
So
Right,
we've not
but
really watched it.
Also, you have to mention that it's cash with a K.
Cash
yes,
spelled
yes.
with a K.
Money,
Yeah.
cash with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kisheng.
Can we start with that? Can we start there? Like, why the K? If any of you has an idea of why it's not Cash with a C.
Well, I think it's just to give it a local context. Because, I mean, in this particular culture, Hapa Kwetu, that's it. K.
Everything is remixed,
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah,
wording and spelling is
It's a
remixed,
Kenyan
yeah.
series. It's a Kenyan story. It's a Kenyan production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a Kenyan series. Let me stop calling it a film. It's a series. Kenyan
Yes.
film
Limited series.
done by Kenyan producers.
Insignia
the cast
Productions.
is yes,
Yeah.
Philip and
Philip Brayson and Grace Kahaki.
yes. And the cast it's actually a stellar cast.
It is.
Like that cast.
I mean, beginning with
Yeah,
James,
of course.
No,
Yeah.
we're not.
The
Sorry,
cast members, I think I have the
Valerie,
names.
I think the cast is
Valerie,
quite
Valerie, I do think we do ourselves as professionals, we do ourselves a disservice if we start sort of giving ourselves special privileges in relation to other actors. I do think there are some really amazing actors in Kenya.
Yeah.
We're all good. So
That's
it's
true.
it's a stellar cast of many.
Yeah, it's a
Not
stellar
less.
cast
So
of
you've
many.
got established
Yeah,
actors,
yes.
and then you've got these upcoming talent
Exactly.
who did such an amazing job. Like you know, like you're in a scene with somebody and you're thinking, okay, so this is their first time. Let me take them slow, and then all of a sudden they just boom, you know, they blow your mind. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
I actually
it's
have
quite an
the
amazing
names
cast.
of some of the cast members. So if I can just get to mention, of course, we have John Sibiokumu, we have Sanaipei Tande, we have the talented Amara Tare, we have Lenana Kariba, we have Makbul Muhammad, we have Janet Mbogwa, we have Maurice Mwangi, we have Deden Juma, we have Joy Muthengi, Oliver Litondo. Yes, so when
Oliver
we say
Litondo times 3, Oliver Litondo,
Times
Oliver
three.
Litondo times 3. The first grader. Yeah, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oliver Litondo
So-
equals Hollywood.
Yeah, so those are the cast members for this upcoming Kenyan series, drama series. So if you can just get into Cash Money, probably let's begin with what the story is all about. What is the drama about?
Well, no, we're going to disagree. We're not going to tell you what this story is all about.
I mean, we can tell them a little bit.
Well,
You know, I was thinking about that question, and I was like, if they ask us
let
about-
the people see.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Yeah.
but just without telling us too much.
Okay.
You know?
Let-
Because even if
This
we
is the one
go
who
to
tells,
Netflix
in
right
our
now, we'll
relationship,
find...
she tells all the fibs.
Oh,
You tell them.
because I talk too much, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Are you guys still in character?
Yes, exactly.
billionaire
It's
Rob's
like I'm having a husband and wife on
So
set.
this is how I would put it in a nutshell. Billionaire robs his brother of some property. He's in cahoots with a governor. He wants to do some project, and then he mysteriously dies. And at the calm down. And
Who will come to save me from this set?
The message is don't watch it because Sanaipei's told us all. Was that?
Nah.
no, it's not
no.
everything. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, there's everyone had a motive. So it's just basically to find out who actually did it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think, yeah, because I think, let's tie it into the Kenyan condition. It's a family drama
Dynasty.
and drama within a family. There's lots to do with money, greed, the idea of power wielding, authority. So if I'm the billionaire, I am like people we can identify with in our culture who have a great deal to make lots of chums and to eliminate everybody in their way. I think we just have to read the paper every day, and we do exist. Shades of me do exist.
Yes.
So I had great fun channeling.
Yeah. So
Tell me
basically, it
about
highlights on
your
that. It's
character.
crime,
What's your
corruption,
name?
and
Joe.
Yeah. Your name is Joe on the series?
Yeah, my name is Joe in the series, and
Yeah.
I think the plan is not to give too much away, but I do think that the ingredients of a drama such as this is that people have got to stay watching. So I think I'm just the sort of little cog, the catalyst in the wheel who makes other people do other things. So what's my relationship with my wife? What's my relationship with my daughter? What's my relationship with my nephew? And, you know, nasty things are happening. I think I could say nasty things are happening
very
along the
nasty
way.
things. Yes.
Yeah.
So corruption, crime, infidelity. I
Infidelity.
mean, all those things going on there.
Yeah. Sarah, what's your character? What's your name?
My name is Gina,
Gina.
or Georgina, but I'm called Gina, and I'm his wife. Apparently I'm his socialite wife because I'm not his first wife.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know, again, we don't want to say too much.
Yeah, it's fine, it's
Yeah.
fine. So now, how different is Gina from the Sana that we know, or from Sanaipei, just from yourself? How
Well, I mean, we
different?
can start with the fact that I'm not a socialite.
Well, clearly.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't like to say that I channeled a socialite. For me, I think every project is very different, and it's all about the direction that you get from the director and from reading the script and understanding it and then just bringing out that character. So, of course, we're very different. The dressing is very different, the speaking is very different, there's, you know, this is my mother over here.
Yeah, and for you, Joe.
You know how patiently I'm waiting to be asked the same question?
Yeah, just
Have you noticed how patiently I'm waiting to be given that question?
Here goes the question.
the same one.
The same question, actually.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
how different is Joe from who you are?
You've pressed the button. Now give me sort of Nyerere-esque 3 hours Fidel Castro, because this show's going to go on for a long time. I think the fundamental issue here for me is that my reputation was created first and foremost as a stage actor. So acting on stage and acting for film are, for want of a better word, different. On the stage, you're trying to be very sort of expansive, play to the back row, project. On set, you've got a wonderful microphone. The camera is right next to your, retina. So you have to pull things right back. I think the idea of becoming, a basic definition of acting is that you become somebody else. How long can you become believably and credibly somebody else? So you do have to look at people around you and say, what could I be? But the trick is, if you're in episode 1, you have to be the same person in episode 1,000. So you've got to go to the back and be sustainable. That's the great challenge. Because every day I could bring a different Joe to the set, but I wish to be the same Joe and a sustainable Joe. So if I sort of like normally do this to my ear when I'm disturbed, I've got to be doing this to my ear when I'm disturbed in every episode. So it
goes down to the nitty gritty.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
you've
and
got
you
to
have to
be
keep that
this
going.
character,
Yeah.
and I think you, Pipi, you, Pipi is what I call her.
Yes, he's my Pwana and
I,
he's
Pipi.
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 Yes.
The other thing that's very important is that one is very much led. So Philippe and Grace, I think in film acting, the director is more important than when you're on stage. A stage act, you can become yourself, you can become whatever, the thief, and do what you like once you're on stage and change every day. But one of the great delights of being in this production is that I do think that we had 2 very good directors. And the director basically tells you what to do. Bring it up, scale it down. I have funny things, my eyes sort of go like this when I'm surprised. And I say, no. And looks a bit, tone it down.
Yeah, like don't
So,
shout
yeah.
this line.
So
or,
one of my great delights was working with Philippe and Grace. They're good.
Yeah.
They're young, but they're good.
They-
I'm old and I'm good, so it was a good.
They're young and good.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm
young
old
but-
and good, so it was a.
They're
it was a
young, they're good, they're patient.
She was
they're-
good, but not as good as. Well, I don't know. Let's not get into
Not
it.
as good as what?
No,
Say it. Say it.
No. You are very good. You are excellent. You're excellent. You're awesome. That's the word. Everybody these days is
I'm going to
awesome.
remove the ring.
Everybody these days is
Yeah,
awesome.
so I think, because this was my first time to work with Insignia, I'd only heard of the directors, but it was my first time, and I think they take you through every step. Like if it's a scene, they will tell you on this line, I don't want you to shout. I want you to say it with anger. But so they're very patient. They try to even they show you what to do. Like on this wall, I want you to stand like this and not like this and whatever. So I mean, it was amazing working with Insignia. Yeah.
So
And my Pwana.
Yeah. So you've been an actress, also for the longest. We've seen you on several TV series. So just how do you get into a role? Is there a way? Is there a specific let me use this word. Do you have like a ritual of getting, ritual is, yeah, but we're going to use it. Do you have a way of getting into a role? Like you've gotten the script, you know, okay, you've gotten the job. This is who you are. You're Gina on Cash Money. So how do you begin? Where do you start from there? As Sanaipei now getting into that role of Gina.
I mean, let me be very honest. So acting is still fairly new for me. I still don't understand some of the things that people say or actors say when they say this is method acting, this is what. For me, it is read your script, get your character Bible, follow instructions. I think that's something for me that's been there for from time immemorial, where instructions are very important for me. So I can't really tell you, I sit and I say, okay, so I'm going to play a socialite. Let me, look at this and see how people are acting. Or I'm going to play a boss lady. Let me watch how a boss... I don't do that. Okay. And I don't even, because I've been in some shows that are adaptations of something else, and I don't watch that because I don't want to do what that person is doing. So for me, read your script, understand your character Bible, follow the directions of the director.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a bit different. I think I've had several actors, on this seat or just getting to interview them. And, you see the way you're saying, if you're doing an adaptation, you don't want to watch that so that, you mirror them. It's the opposite, because for most, they would say, if this is the character I am supposed to take, and if that person is there, I want to mirror them. So that's a bit different from what you're saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
different.
think the master plan is that different actors, I don't want to sound sort of trite and whatever, different actors work differently.
Yeah,
but I do think that what Pipi said about knowing, don't laugh, that's your...
Sorry, darling.
What this delightful woman said about knowing your lines, there's some basics, and I think that knowing your lines backwards, knowing your lines as written, the lines are the important thing. I think for me as an actor on film, we leave it to the writer. I'm basically saying if I'm bad, it's because the script is bad. Because the person to blame, if I have the right lines, I have nothing to do with them, basically, except to deliver them. Because they're the ones that are being listened to.
Yes.
So, I mean, in this conversation that we're having, breakfast TV and everything, everybody's basically, the set, the crew, everybody's listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if I'm entertaining, if I'm comical, if I have, people will respond to my sense of humor, and people will respond to what I'm giving out through the words. So step number one, once you've got the part, sit in a bathtub, get a prayer rug, learn the lines, and listen to the director. I don't think that one can over-analyze this stuff, because once you've been cast, it is a sort of consecration when Philippe and Grace say you're going to be Joe. So in their own mind, they can already see you delivering Joe.
Yeah.
So that's like, the 90% of the iceberg is already dealt with. You've been chosen.
Yeah.
Now that little visible thing on the screen is going to be your interpretation of that. So for example, for me, I'm basically what would be defined as a bad person. But not all of us are bad. Not a bad person doesn't wake up in the morning and say, I'm really bad today. Oh, I'm worse than I was yesterday. They think I'm cool. But I'm cool, but I want that guy in red. By the end of the evening, I want him dead because he's in my way. So it's part of my master plan to convey to the audience what is driving this man to want to own half of Nairobi? What is driving this man to own a block of flats that are 15 floors? That is the challenge for the actor, and make it credible. And try to find something about their past, their backstory, that made them want to be president, that made them want to be governor of, Busia County. I come from Busia County, but I've got no desire to be governor. Do you know what I'm saying?
We have the PP and Pwana.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so now for you, Sana, you know, this is your first film, Netflix film. This is the first film you're in that is on Netflix.
Yes,
Netflix not wazuri sana. Netflix not, anyway, sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we gave you an hour to speak and then...
No.
Yeah, so debut on Netflix.
It's your debut on Netflix.
Yeah.
And Netflix, it's hands down the biggest platform right now when it comes to
In the world?
film. Yeah, in the entire world, and it's global. So this means that this film will be global.
Yes.
I mean, it's available all over.
This means that we'll be PP. We'll be famous. Me and you.
Anyone and everyone.
Anyway.
Wow, okay.
Let me tell you, me, I get a role, I'm not carrying you with me. But anyway.
Yeah, so it's global. Let's just put it out there. It's not just for the Kenyan market.
Right.
It's out there
Yeah.
for everyone, everywhere, from America to Europe to, you know, all over. So just, what does this mean for you, being that this is your debut on there?
I mean, obviously, it's an opportunity for the rest of the world to see, first of all, what Kenya has to offer. And, you know, to also get to see the talent that we have here and my talent. You know, you never know. Somebody from Hollywood could just call you and say, we want that girl who was in Cash Money, who was playing the PP of the Puana. You get what I mean? I mean, it's a platform that is exposing us and you know, showing us to the world, and it's very exciting. So maybe I should not go into that. If I
Go into what?
no.
Go into? Go into it.
Just dive head first. Go
Dive
on.
in.
I mean, you know, as an
Hover.
actress, I have certain rules. And I know there's some people who say, oh, you know, you shouldn't speak publicly about that. Maybe people will shy away from giving you a role. But I'm very strict on certain things, and those are some of the things that I spoke to Phil and Grace about. And some of the things I would never kiss on screen. Not on the lips. Absolutely not.
So
I would.
Javi here didn't get a kiss.
He got a kiss over here on his cheek, you know. So I don't kiss on screen. I don't imply mahusiano, if I can put it like that. No nudity. And this one is a very controversial one, but no LGBTQ for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's just I would not play a role, like, because that's not who I am.
So those are your rules.
Those are my rules. Those are 4.
Yeah.
So the way that it is in Hollywood, and especially the way that we're going globally in terms of movies, like, you have to have certain scenes where these things are happening. And for me, it can happen in the movie, but as a character, it's a no-go zone.
Yeah.
So even as I, you know, present myself to the world, I stick to my rules. Yeah.
Okay. Don't you think it's maybe a bit limiting? Because if you're looking at Hollywood, I mean, we know how Hollywood is, you know, so most characters, almost every character gets to play some of these things that you're saying that your rules are no.
And that's fine for me.
Fine for
if
you.
it's limiting, it's limiting. If I don't get the role because I'm simply not willing to go nude, then that's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have rules?
We disagree. We disagree fundamentally with my PP, because I said earlier that for me, an actor is somebody trying to be somebody else. If it's a film, it's a documentary about my life. Wake up. But if I assume a role, because such people exist, and if as human beings, if we exist, then we're worthy of being portrayed. The other thing that makes me slightly different in my life and my career, it has always been, in sort of Donald Trumpian fashion, it's always been Kenya first, Africa first. So I'm not, my great desire has been to be respected for my work, quote unquote, by my own community first of all. Because Hollywood, for all its strengths and all its power, has a stereotypical vision of what a black African man or woman would be. So for example, there's the Wakanda accent. Every single black man on screen comes and says, oh, good morning, the sun has shone today. You know, whatever. So, oh gosh, no, we can't have that because there are Africans who speak like me. And I'm not American and I'm not British, and But for everybody, again, on this set, who've been used to seeing me over a career that's, 5 decades old plus, they say, oh, that's our guy, that's Mwalimu, that's him. So, but that acceptance is not going to be readily available. I'm going to go to Hollywood to be something. So you find this great philosophical debate, all our actresses, Lupita sort of like going back to her roots and assuming her Kenyanness, whatever it is, because she's being, after a while, it's uncomfortable not being who you are.
Yeah.
So I think I would give thanks and praise to Netflix for giving us an opportunity to tell stories within our own environment, which emanate from our own environment and which don't necessarily have to be understood by the other. Because everybody claims that a story coming from, Bangladesh and everything, we should immediately. We do fit in as human beings, but when I watch a film made in Bangladesh or Shanghai, I'm looking at another geography, another lifestyle, another worldview, and our Kenyan stories should surely basically appeal first and foremost to Kenyans.
Okay. Of course.
Then South Africans next, then Nigerians next, then if possible, but if they don't, this is the bad one, if they don't understand, then please don't understand.
Yeah.
So was that a terrible thing to say?
Not at all.
Okay.
Hey.
That's how I feel.
At the end
That's
of the
how
day,
I feel, baby.
Be you.
Yeah.
Be you, be authentic.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
even if you're disagreeing with me and I've signed those divorce papers, we're fine.
Yeah, but it's a good thing, that now we have the voice. We have the voice in the sense, or in the line of, we are telling our own stories. We're not waiting for other people to tell stories from Kenya. We are telling our own stories.
No. Hey. We now that we've got this power, sorry, now you've given me this platform, I must speak. This is my last interview. We must stop necessarily copying. There is that, because we're trying to be honest with our audience. There is this fear, even as we tell our own stories, of copying tropes that are external because they've worked elsewhere. And we go back to the Wakanda accent, the African chief, whatever. So our experiences are specific. And I think the core will go from the Netflix opportunity. Once we've been exposed to the world, it will be more inward in that Philippe and Grace will now talk about, let us say, the typical African funeral arrangement, where you die today, we have to have 5 cows slaughtered by tomorrow, we have tents for my clan, tents for your clan. You see, those stories are not within the trope of something like Cash Money, but they are quintessentially Kenyan. You know what I'm saying? The whole bride price, some girl wants to get married, then all of a sudden we become meta Kikuyus, we must dress in brown, in leather. Those are the stories that ought to be told. The
authentic stories.
Yeah, and there is a level of imitation which we must own up to, but within that limitation is going to become a liberation, because we'll have an audience. Performers need an audience.
Of course.
So if people see Sana, Pipi, and they see JSO, and we acquit ourselves admirably, as we say in English, we'll acquit ourselves admirably, and we'll enlarge our audience. And when more people watch us, we'll be more successful.
All right.
Amen.
You've got an English class right there.
No, I can't even speak to this guy. And I think that was one of the challenges with Cash Money for me, because most of the shows, or actually all the shows, it's a mix of English and Kiswahili.
Exactly.
So now with Cash Money, it was
Purely English.
Purely English.
Yes.
Now, because you've acted in so many things that have a mix of English and Swahili, it's in the system. So you find yourself really struggling, and then you've got, JSO.
But I wasn't. I do not. I do not speak.
And you're trying to be like,
I do not. I'm not. Joe is not British. I became somebody else. Please watch this. Don't listen to these people. Please watch me.
We will watch it once it's out.
Act. I'm an actor.
Yeah. All right. So now, Sana, maybe what are some of the themes that are portrayed on Cash Money? Just the themes.
Oh, I think I mentioned them earlier. I mean, you've got your corruption, you've got your infidelity, you've got your crime, you've got... I was really going to expose you there. Greed. You've got greed, you've got situations that have to be arranged so that mergers can be formed.
I have a golden GUN.
Oh, on the show.
I display it.
Okay.
A gun.
Yeah, a golden one.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, we touch on things that, you know, happen in this country. They do, you know. Again, I don't
And in
want to
that
say
way,
too
it could be slightly controversial. I can see a certain controversy around this
much. What do you mean?
series. I mean, in the same way.
Oh,
that,
around the series,
around
yes,
the series,
but not around
yeah.
the themes, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But around the way those things are treated in the series.
Yes. There's one
The
theme I'm
corruption.
avoiding to say.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because we want you to actually watch it to get it.
No
Yeah.
problem. So,
No, so we want you to watch it.
yeah.
Isn't that why we're here?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Why are we here?
Because you're here to speak about the show.
Okay.
I said so. I
I
can't.
keep forgetting.
can't do it.
I keep forgetting. Yeah.
All right, so Joe, as I mentioned even in my intro, you are a veteran. You know, you started acting.
That's a nice way of saying I'm old. Yes, I'm a veteran.
Well,
Okay.
if
Well, I mean,
say
you
so.
couldn't
I'm
remember
old.
what she asked you 2 seconds ago. You know?
I mean, you just said
My
you've been in
biblical
this
time is up,
industry
is it?
for
Yeah.
5 decades. So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
So, just how was it like for you?
I'm the same age as Denzel,
Oh,
4 months apart. So go from there. Look it up on
Me,
Wikipedia.
I'll sit in this corner as you guys discuss your things.
Okay.
So how was
Denzel
it,
Washington.
how was it like for you, Mwalimu Jeyeso, getting to act with these new age actors? Because some of them are pretty new. You know, even for Sana, she said she's not been in this acting industry for long. So just how was it like for you working with the new age actors and actresses?
Well, that is the question I was hoping you would ask me as the first question. But let's do it with it last. I think really I think that there was a level from Philippe and Grace of playing hard to get. You know, I don't sort of jump to every offer that comes my way. It's never been my style. But 90% of being part of this project was to act. Again, it fills in with my world philosophy, Africa for us, the Renaissance. I really, really wanted to play against this stellar cast of which you spoke. Because once you've done the Hollywood trip, so I've done The Constant Gardener, I was on set with Ray Fiennes, I was on set with Rachel Weisz, she went on to win an actor. I was on set with Hollywood. So these guys come and you're in the movie because the movie is being shot in the region. So in a film like Shake Hands with the Devil, we were dealing with the Rwanda genocide and they wanted somebody who could speak French and whom they could pay nothing. Because if I'd been that much of a star, it would have cut their budget down. But they said, oh, there's this guy in Kenya, he speaks French, is acceptable. So all those were different. The move forward is now basically the idea of being a lawyer and your son joins your firm and you're working together. Being a surgeon, a neurosurgeon, and your kidney transplant, and your son or daughter studies medicine, and all of a sudden you're working together. So in terms of age, I'm actually bouncing off people who are old enough to be my children. And it's a real sort of sentimental kick. So, yes, that's my girl, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Not in a condescending sort of way. And then finding out at the end of the day that they are extremely good. They're good actors, and we're having fun here. And you know, Philippe and Grace would say, I kept on saying, I want a picture with this guy, I want a picture with this guy, because I wanted to capture this moment that, you know, I was on the same set as Maurice and all these, well, maybe they don't see themselves as such, but to me, they were youngsters. That was, for me, that was the takeaway. If I ever were to write a memoir, an autobiography, that would be my takeaway from Cash Money. I've done it before, but I'm now doing it again with my own. And for me also, this is the second, apart from this international whatever, this is only the second project which is locally, because the other one was, if we could mention other series, before that I'd only been in Crime and Justice. So this was number 2.
Okay.
So it's not as if I live on set.
Yeah.
And the culture and the output on set is different from being on the stage. I see myself as an animal of the stage. My biggest sort of branding is as a playwright. I write plays. So I always see things from the context of enter, stage right, lights on, lights off, etc., etc.
All right. So, Sana, how long did it take for you guys to shoot the entire project? And when did you begin shooting?
So we started this in 2023 towards the end, and then went up until possibly
March 2024.
2024.
Last year.
Yeah.
So that's like a full year.
No,
whole
as
year.
in
No,
end of.
Yeah.
So we're talking what, October, November maybe?
Yeah.
2023 into 2024
Okay.
March. Yeah, so
and then
you
a
know.
year for it to become reality.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about.
Yeah, because it's taken a while.
It's
right?
taken a
So
while.
have you watched it yourselves? No.
The right answer is, in part. Of course, there was.
Yes.
Should we tell the truth or should we tell a lie? Let's tell
Just
the
tell
truth.
me
Why
the
are we
truth.
lying?
Don't lie.
We had
the
a
truth
watch
is-
party.
We had a
We
watch
watched the
party.
first episode and that was it.
We
So
watched
that-
the first episode.
Just the first episode.
Just the first. So
Exactly.
we
That
have
was the first.
no idea.
Yeah, and it was fantastic.
Yeah,
it
so
looks
that
like,
was
yeah.
the first time
It was
you were
fantastic,
seeing-
quote unquote. It was it was the first episode.
You look like you're about to strangle her. Come down.
I know, right? What did I do wrong?
No, but it was great. It was great. I mean, the picture quality,
Yeah.
the introduction of each character
Yeah.
was really, really good.
Okay, now we need to finish up this interview, but now I want you to talk to the people back at home.
Face the
Talk to
camera.
them.
Yes.
Why should they watch this film? It's coming out on the 31st of January
Yes.
on Netflix. So why should they watch it?
Valerie, with respect, that's an unfair question because you're now bringing in.
You just baptized me. It's Vivian.
Vivian.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it began with a V.
I've
Do
been
excuse
wondering,
me.
who was Valerie? Like, who was
I
this
think that's
chick
what
we're
it says on
talking
my. I think
It's
that's what
Vivian,
it.
but
I
fine.
think that's what it says on my thing.
It's okay, just speak to
Vivian.
them. Yeah.
Vivian. I think go back. Vivian times 1,000. Vivian. Vivian. It's an unfair question because we're going to. Not everybody has access to all these things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not everybody can go to a cinema house, even if it's in Westlands or the Junction, and watch Mandela. So, and KBC, by its nature, is a national. This is the biggest platform to speak to the whole country. So I think linguistically, it's good to define the fact that those who can, and we do hope that in the end, more people
Yes.
will have. So there are all these struggles to confront. In other words, for those who can't see it on Netflix, somebody somewhere with money and the means should be making it possible for them to see it in another platform, in a village market square or whatever. But for those who can, my one pitch is if we don't support our own, charity begins at home, watch it because we're in it, and you can tell us that we're lousy or that we're good or that we need to improve. So we do need that support. We do need that audience. We've got to grow our audiences.
Right.
Without audiences, the arts in any form are dead. Without people who read, you can't have authors. You know what I'm saying? And this is just a little bit of the pie. So do give us support, and I do hope that we don't let you down. I don't think we will.
We
but I
will
do
not
hope.
let them down. Absolutely.
Yeah, so Sana,
not.
why should they watch it?
Oh no, I usually let my husband speak for me.
Also, you're good. He said it.
He has said it.
All
You
right.
know, come
Asante.
through, support us, and at the end of the day, we're also creating opportunities. As we do this, somebody somewhere will sit and say, I really liked how she did that, or I really liked how he did that, and I want to be that, you know. So it's like he says, it would be nice for it to be put on other platforms so that everyone can get an opportunity.
Can be able
On
to.
KBC.
All right. All right.
Can
This
you
is
see
where
the
we
pitch
wrap
right
it up.
Uh,
This is where we wrap up this conversation. It was such an honor for me to have these two on set. I've had so much fun. I felt like they were in character, but it's fine. Sanaipei Tande, John Sibio Kumu, or Molimu J.
I'm James. James, since I got your name wrong, you can call me James. Since I got
Molimu
it-
J.
Yeah.
Molimu J. So they are on the Netflix series by the name Cash Money, which is to premiere on Netflix on the 31st of January. So make sure, if you have the opportunity to, if you can, please, let's just watch it so that we may be able to support our very own. We keep speaking about supporting our own, so this is how we show it. So be
Thank
sure
you so
to
very much.
watch it if you can. This is where we end this conversation. Don't you go too far. We have so much more in store for you right here on Entertainment Thursday.